Hey guys, my name is Mus1cMan and this is going to be another one of my review videos. I've been meaning to catch up on some of my reviews, so this one's going to be considerably longer than the other review videos I have because I've got like 5 or 6 matches to review. So yeah, let's get into it. Alright, so the first match we're going to take a look at is a Mad Eyes on Eversleeping. Alright. Honestly, this is my least favorite map of the game, playing as Hunter, just because this map is such pallet spam. It's just really tough for Hunters to work around. But I'm interested in seeing... I've never actually played Mad Eyes on this map, just because I just kind of assume being that it's like a much larger map, pallet spam everywhere, so you can't really chase very well, especially without any abilities like Mad Eyes. Unless you choose to bring Blink, but the map is so big that you need to bring Teleport. In my opinion, it's just a really tough map to work around. However, you did manage to get 2 hits somehow on the Perfumer there, which means that the Perfumer's ability is basically useless at this point, which, you know, works out well for you. And nice job predicting the pallet drop there. And now the Perfumer is going down. I'd go ahead and pick the chair that's right there, and then I would go straight to harassing this Cypher, since at this point I would assume that's where Rescue is at. I guess that works too. What was that illusion? I don't think that was a very good illusion at all. Wow. Nice hit on the Magician. That was a beautiful blink. That almost could have Terror Shock there. Nice, get a double hit on the Rescuer, and that's the Magician. So if you do end up losing the Perfumer, the Magician is going to be extremely tough to rescue from, especially from a Mad Eyes. Oh, that is a beautiful trap there. You're making sure that the Perfumer literally can't go anywhere. That was really smart, working around that alley right there. I wouldn't have been able to react fast enough to get that wall down, but you did an excellent job there. I mean, you could have justified following the Magician too, just because with the rescue debuff, it's nearly impossible to rescue him against a Mad Eyes. Just because Mad Eyes has such powerful camping. Just something to think about. They were able to successfully rescue that Perfumer, but it doesn't look like they're body blocking there. But in my opinion, that Coordinator should have either shot their gun or they should have body blocked, because the Perfumer is dead on chair and you want to preserve that teammate for as long as you can. But it doesn't look like the Coordinator did that, so you're lucky that happened. So just go ahead and take this Perfumer to the chair after you disrupt the Cyphers a little bit. Yeah, beautiful job there. You rushed the rescues, so that worked out really good. So you either want to delay the rescue as much as you can or rush them, and you decided to rush them, which worked out actually quite nicely there. I mean, they all had tied, but okay, looks like there's some decoding going there. Oh, and you got your max ability, so this allows you to really dish out some damage. Oh man, that Coordinator is trapped. Beautiful job. Oh wow. The Coordinator going down. Okay, you can go ahead and take that Coordinator to the chair, because that was actually very close by too. And now it's going to be tough for that Gravekeeper to pull a rescue off there. You gotta let that console recharge for a little bit. Yeah, I wouldn't pick this Coordinator up until that tram moves by. It's able to just go right through the walls. That doesn't logically make sense, but whatever. Okay, Coordinator going down on the chair. And alright, yep, just go ahead and look out for all of these extra Cyphers. There's 4 Cyphers remaining, so honestly, this is a guaranteed win at this point. You rushed the save so much, and they weren't really Cypher rushing, because you were able to disrupt with your walls at the same time. Oh, the Gravekeeper is in this area. Alright, yep, there's nothing the Gravekeeper can do there. He's trapped. Oh boy, and you just stuffed a Gravekeeper rescue. That was amazing. I think that Grave honestly should have dug right before attempting that rescue there. And once again, another beautiful trap on the survivors. This is an excellent match from the hunter side. You pulled a lot of traps on the survivors, and honestly, that is a really tough thing to pull off as a Mad-Eye, so that is impressive, dude. Okay, now we're going to take a look at some violinist gameplay. Alright, so from that spawn there, you decide to make your way to ruins, which honestly I don't recommend. I think that was spawn point, it was either like 2 or 3. But from that spawn point, I always like going way back to the crappy corner. In this map specifically, because hospital is just so broken, I memorize the worst kiting routes for each of your for each of the spawn points that you get, and that allows you to get a lot easier chase, so you don't get something like this where you find a survivor in ruins or you find a survivor in hospital. So as far as your notes go, the first note was very, very good. That note was absolutely on point. Beautiful job predicting the survivor movements. Now, in hospital, you really shouldn't be using your notes a whole lot because it's nearly... unless if it's like on a ground level or something, but... if you're trying to like predict them going up the staircase or something, don't risk it because that cooldown is pretty hefty, and just kind of look for a clear opportunity to get the note, because in hospital there's just so much for survivors to work with the pallets, with the jumps down. It makes it really tough to land his ability. Alright, he's gonna struggle free there, so there was not a whole lot you could have done about that, but you can predict him going to hospital. Beautiful job. And actually that kind of worked out. So from there, you might have actually been able to almost hit basement there. And if you had basement, that game is yours. You brought excitement. That was actually really good. I wouldn't have thought to bring excitement just for the... I guess not just for the coordinator. They're all really sort of stun type characters, but... that was beautiful use of excitement predicting the rescue from the survivor. So that was a very nice job. With violinist, I still personally probably would have brought... I've actually been bringing blink now. What was that terror shock? That should have been able to be predictable from the survivor side. I mean, it was literally a charge attack. Alright, the coordinator's been double hit. What I would do from here is, since the female dancer is making the hospital, what I would have done is I would have made my way to put the priestess on the chair because she heals so fast. But I guess what you're doing works too, because the female dancer is dead on chair. Nice job downing the female dancer. Now, what that female dancer should have done was try to find some pallets to loop around and sort of force you to try to use your ability there. So what I would have done is I would have like vaulted that window and then placed a slow box at that box there. But you did a beautiful job downing the female dancer there. Let's see. You're looking for your next survivor to chase. I would avoid going into hospital though, and it looks like you don't really want to do that either. Your tinnitus is going off, so I'd look to maybe this ruin cipher here. You're doing a really good job though. In high tiers, this would probably it could either go between a win or a draw, but it's definitely going to be one or the two. If you get one survivor down before detention, it's at worst a draw. Just because detention is always able to carry... What is that priestess doing going back through the cipher? What was that? I don't know. Let's see. You're going to chase the... Is that the enchantress? Alright, so as far as chasing enchantress goes, you don't want to chase for too long. And that is one of the few windows that you can't really predict the survivor going out because of the height drop there. That and the windows in hospital are really, really tough to hit. But this one's predictable. You just have to wait for that survivor to vault that there, but you probably could have... I was just going to say, use final ability. You did just that. Beautiful job there, downing the Enchantress. The Coordinator is going to come for the rescue, but I don't think the Coordinator has any items, so this shouldn't be too tough to stuff. Yep, use your notes just to disrupt that cipher decoding there. And what you want to do from here is just make sure you want to be looking around yourself too, just to make sure. I mean, we can see because the characters are highlighted that the rescue is coming from that direction, but in reality you want to look to make sure they aren't coming around from hospital, coming from taking sort of like a long way around. But you can actually see the Coordinator there, so that worked out. And now at this point it's past half, so I would just work on rushing this rescue here. And it actually looks like the Coordinator is going to do your work for you. That Coordinator probably should have tried stalling for a little bit more time there. And of course, I was going to say, of course, the Enchantress is going to try to stun you. Never mind. Either way, you had your excitement, so it wasn't really going to do anything. So from right here, I would just look for whatever cipher's wiggling, because there's one cipher remaining. And if you actually look around, you can see what cipher popped. So you can see that they ended up popping this middle cipher here, and this is actually a guaranteed win at this point because you ended up down in the Coordinator there. Now what I would have done is, if this was ranked, I would take the 3-man. I would not risk it for the 4-man, especially after the last cipher has popped. I would go ahead and just go ahead and put the Coordinator on the chair at this point. That was a beautiful note. That, I mean, it was a lucky note, but that was really good aim there. The Priestess looks like is making her way to Coordinator, maybe? No, she's heading to Shack. Okay, she's gonna place her portal there. Don't bother noting. Okay. So if a survivor, if a Priestess is approaching an area that's got like one of those long walls like Shack where they can just go up and down it with like the long portal, unless you know you can hit them before they're able to land that there, just don't waste your note on it. Oh wow, that actually hit. Nice job on the ultimate ability. So I would go ahead, place the Priestess under the chair. But now at this point, wait, does the Coordinator use their exit path already? Oh yeah, they did for the rescue there. The Coordinator is not able to self-heal anymore. Alright, well at this point all you need to do is look for dungeon, and this game is GG's. Nice job. Okay, the Coordinator just kind of stayed in that area. You can take her to the chair, and really nice job, really nice recovery at the end there. Beautiful job. So now we're going to take a look at some Bloody Queen gameplay, my main. You're going in the right direction here. Now with the Bloody Queen, you know that... Why did that survivor run into the hunter? Okay. So... Nice hit there. A lot of survivors will actually think you'll try to mind game there, so it's nice to mix it up a bit and just charge through a pallet. That was an extremely fast down. Yeah, that's exactly the start you want if you're gonna get a win in this match. Is you're actually down the Enchantress before she was able to get a stack of guard on. That was extremely fast. So now what you want to do is you want to wait for that cooldown to end. Looks like you're running excitement too. There's a Coordinator, Priestess, and Enchantress. Yeah, I guess I can see that. Oh wow, a hit on the Enchantress there. Okay, yeah, you can go ahead and get a hit on this Coordinator here. Nice job getting the double hit on the Rescuer. But now you need to know where the Enchantress is at. I think she ended up actually running towards Factory a bit. Yeah, you can see she's up ahead. So you're just hunting around. And what I like to do is, and if you pay attention, sometimes I do this in my videos. If I go and chase someone, I'll actually make sure that I don't, that I look behind me when I end up trying to get the double hit on the rescuer, because otherwise you might end up losing survivors like you did here. Like, this was going to be at least a guaranteed draw there if you would have kept track of where the Enchantress was at. But now, because you lost both survivors, this could turn into a loss. So just keep that in mind. You want to make sure you get a double hit on a rescuer, but you also don't want to lose your other survivors. So, and when it comes to prioritizing it, keeping track of the survivor you're down comes higher on the priority list. And now you're forced to chase the coordinator at this point because you have to get it down. And you have to keep chair progress going, or else you're going to lose and you're going to get cipher rushed. Yeah, the Enchantress is fully healed. This basically restarted the game. The Enchantress hasn't used her gun yet, so yeah, this game pretty much restarted. So yeah, when it comes down to it, prioritize keeping track of your survivor that has chair progress on it rather than double hitting the rescuer. And if you do go for the double hit, make sure you look behind yourself frequently to make sure you don't lose the survivor. And I'm sure you probably realized that partway through the game, like, oh man, I should have just kept track of the Enchantress the whole time. But okay, it looks like you're charging through every single pallet. That flare gun, oh man, cursed flare gun. If the hunter is right next to you, don't shoot your flare gun. Don't shoot your flare gun. That will almost always happen to you if you try to shoot when you're right next to the hunter. So yeah, just don't do it. But yeah, the coordinator's been on chair first time. This should be a guaranteed win for survivors. But we'll see. I mean, Tide buys 20 seconds to decoding on its own. And also when a survivor is hit with Tide like that, you just want to get like the you don't want to hit survivors like that, because if that cipher were to pop, she would have been able to have a free distance ahead of you that could have been easily avoided if you just sort of like stayed right in front of her, so that if she ended up popping back up due to borrowed time, you'd be right on top of her. How was that not a terror shock? Oh my goodness. Either way, 40 seconds of borrowed time. Yeah, this last cipher, if the cipher's only at 13%, what have they been doing this whole time? Jeez, bot should have been like at least at 60 if they started at the beginning of the chairing process. What was that? What have they been doing this whole time? The coordinator's dead on chair. So now it's going to be at least a draw. They have World Portal up, so if they need to, they can escape. Okay, you need to look around and see where the decoding is going to be happening. Look for whatever cipher's wiggling. Is that factory? I don't know. My feed is a little bit spotty, so I can't really detect which one's wiggling there. Beautiful hit on the mechanic there. It's really tough to hit those mirrors that are really far away. It takes a lot of time and practice. But hopefully you're carrying trump card, because you don't want to be chasing the whole time. And if you did pick a new trait, I would switch to probably teleport at this point, because you know that they have progress on multiple ciphers, and teleport's going to help more late game. What I would have done is I would have switched with my mirror there earlier. get the down on the mechanic, but it looks like you're going to come back this way to disrupt. So you're doing a nice job patrolling these two ciphers. I would try to keep in mind of wherever the priestess is at, because the priestess could be decoding that third cipher and you just don't know it. Nice hit on the enchantress there. It's nice playing against an enchantress as Bloody Queen. Okay, nice job. That's a teleport I was talking to you about. Nice job. Nice job downing the priestess there. You did get juked a couple of times, and the way to avoid getting juked is just charge attack. So if you have juking survivors, just plan on trying to do a charge attack. Now at this point, neither of them, I guess Enchantress could pull a rescue with her stun, because she basically has a free rescue. But, so you know that the Enchantress was at one cipher, and the mechanic was at the other. So whatever cipher is not wiggling at this point, that's where rescue is at. And I can't see in the feed right now, but yeah, just pay attention to which one's wiggling, because they both have enough progress on. Looks like the Enchantress stopped decoding. That Enchantress should have done a 3 stun there. That was her mistake. So that she wouldn't get stuffed there. It's smart to go after the mechanic here, though, because the mechanic's the only one attempting to decode at this point. And even if she pulls off the rescue, the priestess is still, I think, dead on chair. And the enchantress has chair progress on. So whoever goes for this next rescue, if they get stuffed, you're in really, really good shape. But overall, you're doing a really nice job disrupting these ciphers and really drawing out the rest of the game, even if the survivors are really far away. Is there a survivor there? It doesn't look like there was a survivor there. Either way, you can mirror rotate and check if there was a survivor there or not, but the enchantress should have gone for that rescue there. Okay, looks like the rescue happened. You can take the priestess to the chair. She's dead on chair, and now you can chase after mechanic. I wouldn't keep track of the bot because you know the mechanic is over in this direction. She didn't run over there. She ran over towards factory, I don't think. Okay, the enchantress is here, but you saw that stun happening. I mean, we all kind of saw that coming. The mechanic should be either looking for dungeon or going to another gate. Probably should be going towards Shack Gate at this point to see if the enchantress can kite her way all the way over there. That's what the survivor should have been doing, but if they would have had better coordination there, that should have been won at the last cipher. But you did a really nice recovery there. Bloody Queen is really good at making sure that last cipher doesn't pop, and you executed that near perfectly, kind of the way I would have if I were in your position and I ended up losing survivors at the beginning. I would have tried to look for a recovery at the last cipher, and you did that very, very well. So the mechanic probably just going to try to attempt to rescue with the bot. That's what it looks like. But your tinnitus is going off, so I would face camp that. I would face camp the chair. You down the bot anyways, and it looks like the mechanic's probably going to escape. Yep. All right. Alright, so now we're going to take a look at some gameplay from Axeboy on Eversleeping. Yeah, I'm interested in watching this gameplay because, to be honest, Eversleeping, I said this in the first video, Eversleeping just kind of sucks for all hunters, so I'm curious to see how that works out for Axeboy on this map. So, you did use this acceleration effect really nicely there. That coordinator did use their flare gun extremely early in the game. Okay, so as far as that fireball went, I would say as much as possible, avoid using your fireballs just merely for the speed boost. you should save your cooldown for when you think you have a clear shot at a snipe. Like, I think that was a good use of a fireball. If you would have, like, been in a slightly better positioning, that could have been a nicer hit, but I'd rather you go for shots like that than just straight up try to use the speed boost, because getting attacks without hit recovery is one of the things that makes Axe-Boy so powerful, and also that you get just so many chances throughout the game. But if you just use it merely for the speed boost, then you kind of take away just a little bit of what makes Axe-Boy so powerful. So when you have all this downtime here, I would try to go towards trees to try to get I would try to go to trees so that you can get like your twigs or whatever. And if you hear that audio effect that the seer is going to be going for a bird, you can get a free hit on the seer there, that means. So I would have gone for a hit on the seer rather than continue chasing the coordinator there, because if the seer is distracted with birding the coordinator there, that's a free hit, and you can use that so that the seer can't decode anymore. It needs to heal up, and it just interrupts the Cypher Rush some more. So, okay, you're going to take the coordinator back to the chair. Now what I would have done, and this goes for the first down too, I just forgot to mention it, basement is right here, and basement is broken even for a hunter on like Axe-Boy. Just, it's straight up broken for every single hunter in the game. Basement can really turn a loss into a draw, and then a draw into a win if they rescue it. But if you got that coordinator in basement, this match would automatically be basically a guaranteed draw, because if you're able to get those hits with the drops pretty consistently, that can change the whole tide of the entire game. Alright, the coordinator's eliminated now, and now you've got the gardener here. So you got the gardener. Go to basement. It's literally right there for you. If you get basement, then it's a win. What are you doing? No! Okay, you should have gone to basement. It was literally right there for the taking for you. Even if you didn't want to like place your trees right there, it's still just a broken area for hunters in general. And you can dish some serious damage if that, say, the mechanic went for the rescue, because being that there's no Merc, no Priestess, no Gravekeeper, it's a pain for survivors to get down in there. And most of the time they just straight up won't rescue. Anyways, I wonder who's going to be going for rescue here. They might be healing up. That's what it looks like they're doing. The bot's right up there, but of course you don't see that because it's not highlighted in the actual game. So really you don't have a whole lot to do other than... Okay, yep, that's what you should have been doing before, is just farming the twigs off the trees so that you can keep your supply up if you need it. So the gardener is past half, so at this point, even if the gardener gets rescued, you tunnel the gardener pretty much no matter what. And looks like the seer is going to be the one attempting a rescue here, and the mechanic's going to decode. Now, in this scenario, I would have recommended the mechanic go for that rescue, because the mechanic has that slow decoding when too many people are injured. So that's why I just think the mechanic should have gone for the rescue there. But the mechanic actually ended up saving with their bot, which was honestly a little bit surprising, just because saving with the bot is one of the riskiest moves you can make. And there it is again, you're using the acceleration effect from that fireball there to get that down there. And it worked well for you this time, but under most circumstances you're going to want to save your cooldown for when you have an option to snipe the survivor. Just because that's kind of why you play Axe-Boys, for the fireballs and being able to snipe them, because you get so many opportunities to do so. Nice blink, beautiful blink. Alright, you can take the seer to the chair now, and this is a guaranteed win as long as you can. And if this is 5v5, you can justify just slugging them and going for the 4-man, but if this is ranked mode, what you're going to want to do is you're just going to want to camp this down, because if they rescue, that still gives them a small chance to come back, and you don't want to get burned like that in ranks. So if you have an opportunity to get a 3-man, then you might as well just kind of go for it. And it looks like that mechanic is actually really far away from the dungeon there, like on the other side of the map. Alright. So yeah, just as far as right now goes, you're going really far away from the chair. I would probably not do that so much. Especially because... oh, you actually see the fireball there, so you know where the mechanic is at. Nice snipe. Beautiful snipe there. That was an excellent use of the fireball there. Now, what you should do with this mechanic is you should just break these pallets. The only thing you have to do right now is to keep her from getting to dungeon, so however long it takes you to chase her, it ultimately doesn't really matter so much. If you were to wait just like a little bit longer on that fireball, that might have actually had a shot at hitting. But okay, let's see where this mechanic is at. Nice pallet stun by the mechanic. All you need to do is you need to get in between her and the dungeon at this point, and that's all that's really important right now, because obviously she's not going to be able to pop a cipher there. And this map is just straight up pallet spam, so when she places down pallets, you can go ahead and just break them. That was close, that was a close hit. Just a little bit of practice with the sniping might help you get like the adjustments that you need to make to get those hits, would help a lot. So just general comments. Don't always go for the speed boost for the fireballs, and you should be golden. I'm interested in watching your gameplay in the future. So now we're gonna move on to some Bloody Queen gameplay on Leo's memory. I'm interested in watching this. There's the mechanic here. I don't really like this mechanic's kiting route. What is she doing? So when you're a survivor and a hunter's coming up to you, obviously you're going to want to go into areas with lots of pallets and stuff. And that mechanic, I think, could have just gone right into this god pallet here. That she would have been better off doing that. Okay, so as far as this first hit goes, what you need to do is you need to keep your eyes on the target. I see you're doing quite a few things with your camera angle there. But what I would recommend you do is just don't bother with trying to mess with the angle that you're in, to try to hit the survivor by moving your hitbox around. You'd be better off just looking out for where the survivor is at, and just keeping your eyes on target. And you'll see that I do that in my videos. Like 99 out of 100 mirrors I make, I don't adjust my camera to get that hitbox there, unless if they're in a really close range and I know that it'd be able to hit. But if it's not a guaranteed hit like that, I find that it's a lot easier to just look for where the highlight is at and just start swinging around there. So looks like the doc went for the rescue, ended up sneaking up on you there. So that was a good move. Nice hit on the dock. So what you can do here is, okay, you should have double hit the dock there, because that would have forced him to either use her self heal, but now she can just heal up that damage, so it didn't really do anything. But if you down the dock, it'd take her way longer to get back up. And that was a questionable seer owl, being that she was not in danger. Okay, this seer owl is gonna run out. Okay. See, that was one of the few times where it was not a bad idea to change your camera angle there and make sure you got that hit. But I still probably would have tried keeping my eyes on target there. I just find that's way easier for me. You're doing a good job rushing these rescues though that doc rescued quite early on the mechanic, which I don't think survivors should insta-rescue a mechanic because she's not useless on the chair. Jeez, look at that Cypher Rush. You're like a minute and a half into this game, I swear. And 4 Cyphers at pop. Alright, nice. You got a hit on the mechanic. So, if you're able to get the mech on the chair and they don't pop that Cypher, this is a draw. What is the seer hanging around for? Okay, what you can actually do is you can pick up the mechanic and... you could have chased the seer a little bit there. So you know the seer's in that general direction. Obviously, survivor's over there. You didn't really need to down the bot. That's kind of like a waste of 3 seconds. So what I would do is I would mirror to Shack Gate, and then if nobody's there, I would teleport to Moon Gate. You'd be able to get to this gate a lot faster by using your mirror switch there. Yeah, I kind of like that. A survivor's over there, and you're going to want to down this survivor just to secure the tie. Being that you're getting blocked off by walls and stuff, I would have mirror switched there. I would have switched with the mirror. What is this doc doing? What is this kiting route? Okay. So you ended up downing the doc there, and what... Huh. Why is your tinnitus still going off? That's interesting. I don't know. Because you downed the bot, so it can't be the bot. Unless if someone picked up the controller, but I kind of doubt that. Well, at this point, I would say just pretty much face camp because Merc... There is the Merc. That happened. Bro, this Merc just threw. The game. Oh my goodness, the doc is there. That should have been a tie. If this was ranked, I would have been very upset as a fellow survivor. So if the Merc didn't throw, then the mercenary would have been able to escape pretty easily. But just a couple of things on the mirrors. Your mirror placements were actually quite nice. So that was really good. I like that. Just a couple of things like make sure that you don't change your camera angle to try to move your hitbox for that hit. You don't really need to do that. Most of the time it's unnecessary. But overall, not bad gameplay. So now we're going to move on to some Moonlit gameplay. We got some Mad Eyes here. And again, we can see that you're going straight to the nearest console and getting some chip damage on these survivors. And we can see that's working out for you quite nicely. And you were able to get a hit on the prisoner there, so that worked out. The issues with getting survivors early is that a lot of survivors will also go straight to the consoles to drain them out so that you're not able to use them. So sometimes you can just kind of use that as like dead time. And if you're able to dodge the... Wow, this survivor really got down by Mad Eyes without the Mad Eyes using their blink. Nice job, nice chase there. That prisoner should have taken Coaster. That could have bought him a lot of time. Especially if you weren't able to get on right after him. So you've gotten a lot of damage on this mercenary already. Alright, you're doing a good job patrolling all of these ciphers while the survivor is on the chair. And looks like rescue's happening right now. That mechanic really just shot the wall. What was that? Oh my goodness. You got really lucky that the mechanic shot that way. Most mechanics won't shoot like that. Because it wasn't even close. She was clearly behind the wall when she shot. Oh, nice. You actually landed that wall on the mechanic. That was really good aim. So it looked like there was another survivor there, so they're planning on healing. Now what I would do is, go ahead and take this prisoner to the chair. There's 4 ciphers remaining, and the Enchantress is the only one that's going to be able to pull off a rescue there. You can see they're healing there, but that console's out of energy. Can you reach with that one? Ah, you can reach with that one. Alright. The coordinator got fully healed up, but at least that means they weren't cipher rushing you. So, honestly, we'll take it. You've got your max presence ability, so that's nice. What are they doing now? That Merc's gonna go down. He's gonna be down for a while. So you know that they're kind of hanging out in 2-story right now? Or somewhere around there. You can see the footprints there. What I would do is I'd take my main body over there, especially because those consoles are nearly out. You want to patrol that cipher there since you know that's probably going to be the one they're inclined to decode. So, I mean, you can just sort of slug the Merc because he's across the whole map. He's probably going to heal up before you get there anyways. What I would do is I would head to 2-story and guard that cipher because you know a survivor's over there. And there's a cipher right there, so you can prevent some of the decoding with that. I mean, coming over here to the healing isn't a terrible idea, but I mean, you can go with it. That mercenary ended up getting fully healed. Wow, that was actually pretty fast. Okay, you don't want to chase a Merc. That, especially as a Mad Eyes, that's gonna waste all your time. Let's see. Oh, this Enchantress is hanging out on that cipher there. That's Enchantress. That's the coordinator. Oh my goodness, I thought that was the Enchantress. Alright, well, at this point you can... oh, that's smart. You set this coordinator up for a trap. Oh my goodness. That coordinator really just vaulted that. Alright, beautiful trap there. Beautiful trap that you set up. That was very well executed. I'm not personally fast enough to, 1, think of those traps, and 2, actually be able to execute them. I always seem to, like, mispress my walls and stuff. But from here, you can really just sort of use these walls to prevent rescues happening. Nice hits on the mercenary here. Alright, now the Merc can't save. The only one that's got a shot at rescuing right now is the Enchantress, but... oh, nice. Now that Merc is trapped, the Merc can't... the Merc is going to be down, and I don't know... I think they were healed instead of using their exit path, but I'm not really sure, but... either way, the Enchantress... we can see from the quick chat is coming for that rescue there. So, oh nice, you're just gonna totally block her off. Oh man, this is beautiful gameplay. Now there's nothing that Enchantress. Oh wait, she has a stun. Oh, you got excitement though. Beautiful job, beautiful job. Nice job using your walls right at the beginning. I would say just be careful about exclusively using your walls early game, because a lot of those survivors will go straight to the consoles and drain all the energy out before they decode at the nearest cipher, so you can't use your ability to disrupt that way. But overall, I just kind of gave a couple of small things I would have thought about differently in the match, but yeah, thanks for sending in the gameplay. Well, I hope you all enjoyed that video. If you want your gameplay featured in a future video, instructions are in the description below on how to do that, and let me know in the comment section below if you have any comments or questions. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.